Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Velasquez and I will be doing my presentation on Eugene Bullard. Eugene Bullard was born on October 9, 1895 in Columbus, Georgia. His father, William Octave Bullard, had been born into slavery in 1863 and had been named after the plantation master Willie Bullard. They later became free men after 1865. They would then move to Columbus and start working under a man named W.C. Bradley. 12 years after Eugene had been born, however, Eugene's father and all of them had to move because Eugene's father ended up injuring a white man in self-defense. This started a riot and nearly caused his father to be lynched. Bullard knew that not all white people were bad, however, because of Mr. Bradley helping them and because of his father's stories of equality in France. Because of this, he decided to start traveling towards France. He would sell his goat and would start traveling with a group of Romani people. He went towards Atlanta to a small town called Sasser and eventually landing in Virginia. He would then start working on a ship and be dropped off in Aberdeen, Scotland, where he started to work a series of odd jobs. However, after a while from then, the money ran thin, so he would wander into a boxing gym where he would learn to fight. At age 17, his boxing skills gave way to a pro match in Paris. This caused he finally completed his dream of going towards France. Many of his French friends, however, started going missing, and many ended up dead. Due to this and newspaper clippings saying that they were looking for volunteers, Eugene decided to join the French military. On March 5, 1916, Bullard had been wounded by a shell, but transported himself to the Red Cross. He would be in the hospital for 3 months to recover. He would be rewarded the Croix de Guerre for his heroism. After that, he had headed towards his commandant, and he told him that he wanted to be a gunner instead. On October 6, 1916, he would start his training as a gunner in Cas au Lac. 2 days later, his friend Edmond Guenet would tell Bullard that he became a pilot in Lafayette Escadrille. Due to this, Bullard told his captain that he would rather be a pilot than a gunner. 2 weeks later, his request would come true. He would start learning to fly on Blériot monoplane, called a penguin, because they couldn't fly. They were only made to be trained on the ground. He was awarded the military pilot certificate, number 6950, on May 5, 1917. He was later transferred to an advanced flying school to train for combat. After a while, however, there was pushback from the Americans because Bullard was black. His application to transfer to the U.S. Air Force had been denied, despite all of his achievements, which included flying 20 combat missions and shooting down at least one German plane. In 1923, he married Marcelle Strawman, and he had 2 daughters. They, however, divorced in 1931. Despite this divorce and his removal from the French Air Force, he still performed non-combative duties, one of which was spying on German soldiers in his nightclub, since they had no idea he spoke German, and these nightclubs were particularly popular with German soldiers. After the war, Germans invaded France. In 1940, Bullard rejoined the French army. However, he would soon be seriously injured once again, and he would flee towards Harlem in order to avoid being recaptured. He did briefly return to Paris in 1954, since he had been one of 3 men to relight the flame of memorial for the unknown soldier at the Arc de Triomphe. On October 12, 1961, Eugene Bullard died in Harlem due to stomach cancer at the age of 66. Thank you, and thank you for listening, and I hope you liked my presentation. And here are all my sources. Thank you.